AM 580 WDBO, Orlando, Central Florida's news, weather, and traffic station. Depend on it.
From ABC News, I'm Richard Cantu. New al-Qaeda threats against European cities, believed to be masterminded by Osama bin Laden, have U.S. officials considering a travel advisory. ABC's Rich Esposito says it could be issued as soon as tomorrow.
The warning is expected to warn Americans to stay from European tourist sites, transportation hubs, and airports, perhaps, because of fresh threat information. ABC News has learned that that threat information includes detailed knowledge of potential terrorist attacks. ABC first reported on those potential attacks last week.
ABC's Rich Esposito. Again, the travel advisory for Europe only under consideration at this point. Organized by civil rights and labor groups, it was dubbed the One Nation Working Together Rally. Thousands turned out at the Lincoln Memorial rallying on economic issues. The Reverend Al Sharpton trying to build enthusiasm for midterm elections.
What we had in 2008 was not the end but a beginning. It brought us from one place in America to another. But in 4 weeks, we're going to have the midterm exam.
The rally took place on the same location as the conservative Restoring Honor rally back in August. Senior Palestinian politicians are backing the stand of President Mahmoud Abbas, linking Mideast peace talks to curbs on Israeli settlement building. Under enormous pressure from the U.S., Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has refused to extend the moratorium that expired this past week.
The U.S. wants another 2-month freeze and has offered considerable military and security guarantees to sweeten the pill for Netanyahu, who is hemmed in by right-wing government partners. Next weekend, the Arab League meets to advise the Palestinians. Abbas says he will make a final decision then. It gives the U.S. and Special Envoy George Mitchell some more time to try and find a magic formula to save this process.
ABC's Simon McGregor Wood in Jerusalem. No Americans involved, but 22 men have been taken hostage in the Mexican resort city of Acapulco. You're listening to ABC News.
Now, a WDBO news update from Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Temperature is 82 degrees. I'm Nancy Alvarez with our top local stories this hour. Street racing may have caused a bad crash on US 1 in Palm Bay this afternoon. A 24-year-old man was flown to Holmes Regional Medical Center as a trauma alert after his car went into the Indian River. He is expected to survive. According to multiple witnesses, the car was heading southbound at a very high rate of speed when the driver lost control, crossed all 6 lanes of traffic, hit 2 poles, clipped a palm tree, then went airborne and rolled down into the river. No one else was hurt. The crash is under investigation. This morning, thousands of people showed up for an open house at the new Amway Center. Thousands of Magic fans formed a line that looped down the street. 56,000 free tickets were available. Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer was also there to kick off the event. Fans that did not get tickets will have another chance to check out the new Amway Center. Tomorrow, the Magic will host a Select a Seat event where fans are invited to see available seats for the upcoming season. That event is from 1 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It is free and open to the public. State researchers are trying to figure out what killed hundreds of fish near Canaveral Lock. The carcasses of the fish, mostly Atlantic croaker, were spread through the water along the western end of Canaveral Lock, which connects Port Canaveral to the Banana River. The stench of rotting fish was detected from yards away. 1,100 Space Coast workers are unemployed today after losing their jobs in the first round of layoffs leading to the end of the Space Shuttle program. United Space Alliance laid off 900 of those workers in Brevard County. All of the fired Space Coast workers got extended pay and bonuses to help them survive until they find new employment. For more on these stories and the important local news of the day, be sure to watch Channel 9 Eyewitness News tonight at 11. WDBO News Time is 4 past the hour. Traffic and weather are coming up next.
First thing Monday morning, when you wake up, get team coverage of the day's top national stories. News Talk AM 580 WDBO. Depend on it.
Hey, $10 bid, $10 bid. Do I hear 50? $15, 15 going one, $15 twice. Sold to the man in front row for $15.
No, I'm not here to bid. I was just scratching my nose.
Scratching your nose, scratching your nose, scratching his nose. Why are you sitting out scratching your nose, scratching your nose?
I'm your local Geico agent. I'm here to help you save money on car insurance.
I don't understand. What are you talking about? Getting confused now.
I'm local, so if you ever want Geico's low car insurance rates but want some personal service, I'm right here in your neighborhood. Always close by.
Well, that's comforting to know. Very comfortable. Feeling buzzy now. Let's go get coffee. Comforting to know. I love you. Comforting to know. Very comfortable now.
If you ever need help saving money on car insurance, have questions about your policy, or just want a free rate quote, your local Geico agent is always close by.
Your local Geico office can help you insure more than just your car. They can help you with your motorcycle, boat, renters, and other insurance products. For a free rate quote, call 407-897-7157 today. That's 407-897-7157, or visit your local Geico office at 5005 East Colonial Drive in Orlando.
Good afternoon, it's 5:05 here at News Talk AM 580 WDBO, and it's time to check in with the 24-hour WDBO Safe Touch Security Traffic Network and Doug Stewart.
I-4 eastbound still a little bit slow past Fairbanks to past Lee. An earlier incident is now on the right shoulder, just a single vehicle there. I-4 westbound has some congestion from Conway to the Turnpike. State Road 408 is problem-free. Just checked with Ocoee Police, and Clark County Ocoee Road still closed between Apopka Vineland Road and Clark Road due to a serious accident. And also just had a call into the Oviedo Police Department. Mitchell Hammock is also still blocked both directions, just west of 434 due to a crash. You want to use Broadway Avenue as your alternate there. This traffic alert brought to you by AutoZone. Don't let a bad battery unexpectedly leave you stranded in the heat. Get to AutoZone for a regularly dependable Duralast battery. Proven tough and only at AutoZone. On the station with traffic every 6 minutes in the morning, I'm Doug Stewart.
Fair skies and very pleasant overnight with the low temperature down to 66 degrees. For Sunday, we'll see partly cloudy skies, only a 10% chance of isolated afternoon rain showers. High temperature going up to 85. Our drier, cooler weather pattern will continue into our new work week. Eye on the tropics, things are pretty quiet, but we are watching a few showers and storms near the Leeward Islands. From Severe Weather Center 9 and WDBO meteorologist Stephanie Dion.
And the latest scan of the WDBO weather radar shows some showers now in the Port Orange area. Other than that, there's no rain throughout Central Florida to mention on this weather report. It is 84 in Fern Park and 85 here at News Talk AM 580 WDBO. Central Florida's news, weather, and traffic station depend on it.
The following hour was paid for by the host and does not reflect the opinion of AM 580 WDBO. The Pool Fanatics are on News Talk AM 580 WDBO. Brought to you each week by your host, Tony Caruso, and his company, TC Water Features. If you have questions about pool maintenance or have been thinking about adding a pool, spa area, or waterfall, you need to call now at 407-290-0058 or 800-329-5858. Now, the Pool Fanatics.
All right, we are the Pool Fanatics, and we've been doing this now for a little over a month, and it's time for you to get involved in the program. How many weeks there?
Almost 3 months.
Almost 3 months. My God, how time flies, and we are having fun in the pool. Now, listen, folks, it's your turn to get involved in the show. Call us with any topic you want about pool maintenance, about keeping the pool pristine, about getting the right size pool, about maybe what you can do in your backyard to make it a real experience. And you know what? Your imagination is the only limit when it comes to the great work that Tony Caruso can do in your backyard. Orlando Luxury Pools, TC Water Features, ready to help you out. Let's get the phones lighting up, and you can ask questions today at 800-329-5858, 407-290-0058. Those of you on the web, a lot of you listening to us in northern stations and are on the web up north, and I know that you're going to be calling about closing up the pool for the year. What do you do? Well, you can give us a call about that, too. I've got a bunch of questions for Tony. But right now, let's find out what's happening in the world of Tony Caruso. What's been going on this week?
Busy week. Another busy week. We're coming along quite well on the pool that we talked about, what we could walk across about 4 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're wrapping that up. We've got to go through and do some structural shell work. We kind of talked about why we don't do 4-inch thick pool shells. Well, this one's cracked. It's got about 85 feet of cracks in it. Yeah, it's that 4-inch thick pool shell that I won't do. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And Monday we're gonna cut it apart. We're gonna glue it back together. Believe it or not, the sad part about epoxy injection on doing these cracks in the pool, that the repair is stronger than the pool itself at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So it really leaves it vulnerable to wanting to give someplace else. So we're gonna watch it for about a week, and then we're gonna wrap it up. But we put on some beautiful coping. The tile's going on this week. Equipment's all in. This pool no longer can you walk across. So that's pretty cool.
It's got to be. There's probably no product more that describes you get what you pay for. And it's got to be a heartbreaker for a family to sit there 4 or 5 months, Can't wait to get in the pool. Can't telling the kids, well, it's not done yet, but it will be. This is our Christmas present for our family. And then just turn out to have holes and cracks and problems. And, that's got to break a family's heart.
Well, the last place that you can compromise anything is like a car. You can't compromise the structure. The structure's got to be there. If the structure's not there, the integrity of the product won't stay. So that's why we have, for all the years that we've been doing this, shooting 6-inch walls and 8-inch bond beams. Remember, that top rim, it's got to be the strongest part of the pool. That and the cove plays a little part in that as well. But, we just won't change on that. I know engineers will sign off on a 4-inch shell, but I'm sorry. It's something that we're not going to do because it's, even though I sell a 6-inch shell, let's be honest, it's between 5 and 7 inches at the end of the day. I mean, getting them exactly, what they are is really tough to do because it's not a form and pour. I'm not pouring between two forms. I have Prestige Gunite's my gunite company. They actually shoot that on. If you've never seen a gunite pool being gunite, that's a fascinating process. It really is. It's they're shooting cement pneumatically onto a wall. They'll build it up in layers and they carve it out. It's actually pretty cool. So if you've never seen one or experienced one, it's really a pretty neat little process.
Craftsmanship.
Awesome.
Really?
Yeah, it's amazing. We don't, the day of building we call the template pool or the punch out pool. We don't do that. We will do that, but we don't really. We want to do something that's never been done before. We don't want to duplicate things that someone else has done. So let's be unique. That's why we're a custom builder. It costs no more money to be a custom pool builder. It's just now allowing the customer to have exactly what they want. That's what custom means. I'm not limiting you to 5 or 10 or 20 tiles or 4 or 5 brick selections. I didn't buy a boatload or a train later product. We will go and we will shop with you to pick all the different parts and pieces you want for your pool as far as cosmetic. We don't put limitations on that.
Well, so many of these, you get the catalog from XYZ company, and you can get this square, this rectangle, that rectangle, take it or leave it. There's your deck, and there's this, and there's your tile. But the problem, a lot of people are emailing me during the week now, and they're saying, one of the things that they did wrong the first time was, 1, they bought a cheap pool. Number 2, the pool wasn't big enough. They thought, oh, wow, 15 feet across, that's a long way. Well, it ain't that. So you actually will show them in their backyard, this is how big it's going to be if your kids are going to dive. Yeah. If your kids want to have a shallow area where they can play volleyball, you got to have space.
Well, we talk about diving because people are always going, well, my kids are going to dive in the pool. Let me tell you something right now. When you have a pool, kids are going to learn where you can and can't jump. Promise you that. It's teaching the friends of the family where they can and can't dive. Now, we realize you can dive in a 3-foot pool. It depends on you driving straight down or you diving straight out. So really, let's define diving, where you jumping in straight up and down, that's one thing. Or if you're diving out, that's totally different. Sure. So it does take depth to do that. So, slides require a minimum depth. They require a minimum length. Diving boards are the same way. So, I'm on a pool right now. It's got a diving board. Thank God it's 20 feet wide. The pool's 20 feet wide and 12 feet deep.
And just diving off the side, like you say, you can dive deep off the side of the pool, but you better know how deep it is.
You better know how deep it is. Because I'm telling you something right now, it hurts. Concrete is not forgiving.
Well, you get too many injuries like broken necks, and that's a tragedy.
Yeah, and that's really sad. So safety is really important. Swimming pools are very safe. They really are very safe. We don't make them unsafe. I promise you, there's not a pool builder on the market today that wants to build an unsafe swimming pool. Right. They want to sit there and they want to have a quality pool.
But a lot of people misuse them because they don't think it's like having a boat.
Well,
let's get out there and drive it like crazy. Don't think there's rules out there too. Hey, Jack in Kissimmee, what's going on?
Hey, I just had a question about, I've got a 15 by 30 pool, 6 foot deep, that is approximately 20 years old, and the marsight's, coming apart, and, I got patches here and there, and I wondered, just an approximation of what it would cost to refinish that pool with, there's several different compounds, I guess, that you use. Some are called Star Bright or something like Diamond Bright or something like that.
Diamond Bright's a brand name. Pebble Tech, Aqua Pearl. Let's see, there's Marquee, there's Florida Stucco. There's a lot of different brand names, and finishers are like Q-tips. You know, Q-tip's a brand name. We all refer to a Q-tip as a Q-tip, but it could be a swab made by somebody else. So, yes, people refer to a quartz finish as Diamond Bright. We don't personally use it. We use Magic Colors quartz. The going rate's about $8 to $8.87 a square foot. That's ballpark. You know, I'm hearing people doing it for $6 a square foot. But here's the drawback. We do trim tile when we do them. We acid wash them. We etch them. We bond coat them. Again, you're getting what you pay for. People are some companies out there doing it for $6 a square foot are not bond coating your pool and not providing that trim safety tile that we put in. Or they have to put in approved drain cover. They should be foolish if they didn't. But again, the only way you're getting a less expensive finish is to compromise material. Now, I'm not telling you they're compromising the product or the product they're using is not good. It's just that you have to get all the processes in between to get to that point. But we're about $8 a square foot. We also we have a special going on. We offer 12 stone finish colors, 12 stone finishes. We'll call it Pebble Tech, but ours is Aqua Pearl with a lifetime warranty on it for the same price as that quartz finish. So if you're interested, give us a call. We'll come out and meet with you and talk to you about putting an estimate together. But we take these things. We want these finishes to last a lifetime. Now, if you upgrade to a stone finish, it's got a lifetime warranty on it. It's stone. It took millions of years to make it. It'll hopefully take millions of years for it to go away.
Okay, so on a 15 by 30 pool, what kind of price am I looking at?
Well, it's just, you do it by square footage. A 15 by 30 rectangle is 450 square feet. Is it a 15 by 30 free form or is it an offset? You know, it's all done by the square footage. So
it's a rectangular pool.
Yeah, it's 450 square foot. Well, do that times 8, and it'll give you a pretty good idea about $3,600.
Okay.
But we also use another product. We put a product in your pool called Startup Tech. It's a chemical we use to stop your pool from what we call plaster dusting, so it locks it in check. So we do the extra things. We also do 5 days pool service. We do care and operation instructions. So we really go the whole mile to really teach you how to take care of this finish, because at the end of the day, if you're happy, you will tell all your friends who did your pool finish. And that's what we thrive our business on, is referrals.
Uh-huh. Okay.
All right. Now, we do understand, too, that Tony Caruso, his whole company is family. And, of course, now we've got a grandchild that's coming up through the family learning how to build pools. Who's listening to us right now.
Alexander. Been in the pool most of the days. Hopefully he's out drying off.
So Alexander's learning the pool business from the water out.
From the water out. He was learning. He's a fish. He's 5. He's learning how to swim. He actually swims very well. He swims all the way around the pool today. So of course, Abby the Yellow Lab's in the pool today too. And she's got a powerful tail, so she can drag him around the pool as well to keep him above. So great day, beautiful water. The pool's down. My pool's unscreened, so it's probably about 88 degrees today. So yeah, really getting really nice. It's going to cool off quite well here in a little bit.
You know, people talk about other parts of the country. Summer is pool time. Fall is pool time in Florida, isn't it? This is the perfect time because it's not too darn hot.
It's beautiful. I did, I do my typical Saturday yard work. Takes me about 4 hours. Time I mow, I edge. I can't hedge in 4 hours. I got about 1,400 bushes to hedge, but I don't do all those. And then I blow. So I blow the driveways and stuff off. And then, of course, jumping into pools, a nice little relaxation. So it's and of course, what's really nice about today, when the wind blows, a little chilly.
All right, when we come back, we're going to talk about the deck that you choose from Tony for your pool, because how many times have you been to somebody's house and you've enjoyed the pool and then you went home with burnt feet and you said, I'm never going back? Well, we'll talk about that because he's got the cool solution right here. We're talking pools. We're the Pool Fanatics on News Talk AM 580 WDBO.
Opinions.
Hey, I was listening online here and just had a few comments.
Ideas.
Well, I appreciate you letting me share my ideas.
Agreements.
I agree with you.
Disagreements.
And I totally disagree with that.
Laughter.
I crack up. You make my day.
This is life on the radio.
I like it.
News Talk AM 580.
Really enjoyed listening to you.
WDBO. Welcome.
Achievement is a line of credit that helps me sleep better at night.
A loan from PNC can help your business access cash and achieve even more. That's why PNC's cash flow options include business lines of credit to maximize your flexibility for accessing cash whenever you need it. We can help lower your borrowing costs with an interest rate fixed at prime rate plus 0% for 12 months on business lines of credit. Our bankers are credit and cash flow consultants with the experience to match your cash flow situation with the right loan. So whether it's a line of credit at Prime Plus 0% or another borrowing solution, now might be the time. Stop by any branch, call 1-877-CALL-PNC or visit pnc.com/CFO. PNC, for the achiever in us all. Applications must be received by October 31st and loans closed by November 15th. After 12 months, a variable rate will apply. Certain restrictions apply. See branch for details. All loans subject to credit approval. Bank lending and deposit products and services provided by PNC Bank National Association, member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Is your business the finely tuned engine you want it to be? Hi, Linda Barnby here, host of Building Your Business with the National Association of Entrepreneurs. If your business is not reaching its goals, you need a trusted, experienced advisor who can help your business achieve top performance. Dwayne DeVille, author of The Biker's Guide to Business, has been helping CEOs and their companies large and small since 1994 through one-on-one coaching, mastermind groups, workshops, and his innovative and fun CEO Ride. Call Dwayne for a test ride today. Move your business out of idle. Call Dwayne at 407-539-2301 or visit bikersguidetobusiness.com and join Dwayne DeVille and me Sunday at 4 here on WDBO for Building Your Business with the National Association of Entrepreneurs.
If you're adding water to your pool more than once a week, chances are you have a leak. So always look before you dive and call 407-426-9995. That's the number of the Leak Doctor, the pioneer in leak detection with over 25 years experience locating all types of difficult leaks. Frequently adding chemicals to your pool to fight algae can be another sign of a leak. Call the Leak Doctor, 407-426-9995. If you have loose tiles or cracks in your pool, you may have a leak. Call the Leak Doctor, 407-426-9995. Leaks like that eventually show up on your water bill. The Leak Doctor's highly trained and certified technicians have the technology to pinpoint the problem. 407-426-9995 for pools and spas and all types of water leaks. Call the Leak Doctor, 407-426-9995. And remember, until the Leak Doctor arrives, always look before you dive.
Ow. The Neil Board Show.
Harriton High School, they have a program where they provide an Apple laptop to all 2,000 students. But you know what the school doesn't tell the kids? We can activate that camera anytime we want to. You don't even have to be using your laptop.
Neil Bortz, the high priest of the Church of the Painful Truth.
The school had security software on these laptop cameras where they could turn on the camera and watch whatever is going on. You spy on the student in his bedroom with a camera, and the government school says we were only trying to be supportive of the student and his family. Isn't that government for you?
Neil Bortz, weekdays 9 to 1, right after Central Florida's morning news on News Talk AM 580 WDBO. Wireless traffic alerts sent to your PDA phone or email can save you a lot of time and stress. Sign up for this free service at WDBO.com.
All right, it's your day right here on the Pool Fanatic Show. We are 7 minutes away from news, weather, and traffic coming up bottom of the hour. Every week we get together and we talk pools. 800-329-5858 or 407-290-0058. All right, we were laughing during the break that some people, they're walking around with the hot foot when they get out of the pool, and that is no fun. So what kind of decks do you suggest to people? It's going to be good for traction, not going to hurt your feet, and not going to burn your feet.
Well, the first thing is color. Dark colors absorb heat. So anything that what I call a camel color or greater, pretty warm. That would be in your browns. Your medium browns could be a little warm. So you really need to think about reflective. You know, anything that's lighter is going to be much cooler. So the day of standing in the street in the middle of summer at about 135-degree asphalt, 140-degree asphalt temperature, that can act like your pool, because I see charcoal colors around swimming pools. So, you know, decks, back in the day when they did Cool Deck, which was a tough way of putting a finish down on a deck, those days are gone for the most part. We went to acrylic, we offered 800 colors, and we still do acrylic finishes. We offer 800 deck colors, but all we want you to be on is the lighter side of the colors. Brick pavers, we'll call them, come in everything from white to dark charcoal. So just consider what your atmosphere is. If you have a northern-facing pool with no deck, with no real direct sunlight, then you can consider a darker deck. But, your travertines, for most part, everything from white. I've seen some color called piano come out of South America. Pretty spendy stuff, but it's also very dark brown color. But most of the colors, even all the way up through gold, aren't real awful hot, by the way. Travertine installed can be slippery because it's a natural stone is what it is. And by the way, if you're doing a travertine deck or thinking about buying one, we can get travertine in about 3 different grades, and I kind of grade them as A, B, and C. A is pretty non-porous, B is a little bit porous, and C you can almost pour a cup of water through. So you got to kind of watch that. It's out there, by the way, and you say you're getting a travertine deck, but you're getting first cut, second cut, or third cut. Being honest with you there, that's really a true deal. So you got to really look about what you're getting, and I inspect almost every crate that comes on my job before we actually put it in, because I don't want to. We always buy number 1 grade, an A grade, always do. But every once in a while, Mother Nature made one that had more pits than the other, and we'll pull them out and set them aside. We won't use them. That might be a cut somewhere, but we'll hone that down to what we can use. But that can be naturally slippery. We use a product called Slip Guard. It has people think it has sand in it, but actually it's polypropylene balls. You can't see them, by the way. These are way down microscopic. They're polypropylene balls. You can feel them because it's slip resistant. We roll it on, puts a nice little enhancement to the deck. It is definitely slip resistant. Now, acrylic can be slippery, and I'll tell you why. They put phosphate in the paint to make the paint flow. Yeah. Okay, we want the paint, when you paint an acrylic deck, you want it to flow. And people ask me continuously why does my deck suds up when I rinse it off for about the first 30 days? Well, it's that phosphate coming out. It made that deck look really nice, but acrylic can be very slippery, by the way. So we all realize there's no running around a swimming pool. We realize that.
Oh, yeah.
So walking is what it is. The pool decks should... I used to kind of think about when I went to the grocery store with my flip-flops. Well, I don't wear flip-flops anymore, but, walking on that nice approach going to the grocery store after it rained. Yeah. You go for a little ride there, don't you? We don't wear flip-flops anymore. We'll wear shoes. So much better on my footing anyway.
Well, and you mentioned last week, and a lot of people that came up to me and said, boy, we had no idea until Tony warned us about this, that on those pavers, you can get taken to the bank real quick by somebody who's a little unscrupulous out there. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
They may not be white long.
Well, it'll be reflective, that's for sure. If you happen to have one of those decks, roll some sealer on it, kind of hold the pigment back for a little while, but eventually going to bleed out. Yeah. And another thing is, I went on one of my friends, they invited me over. They bought a house with a pool and said, we need another TC water feature. I said, okay, because the last house they bought had a pool. They already bought it pre-existing. I really built them a beautiful TC water feature. But I noticed when I pulled in the driveway is their plastic driveway, which has pavers, looks like plastic. They put the wrong sealer on there, and they put too much of it on there, and it turned it white. I have a product that'll get it off.
Really?
Yeah, but you know what? That's kind of our little secret for now. But we'll make her plastic-looking driveway go away and look beautiful again. But they're fighting the same problem. They have a grade 2, kind of a grade 3 travertine white deck that's mold and mildewed, and they're not happy with that. So what we're going to do, we're going to go in there and clean that deck out, get all the mold and mildew. We're going to put power lock joint sealer in between the joints, get rid of the sand so the weeds don't grow back, and then we'll put a slip guard on top of that. Guaranteed 3 years that it won't come off, and it should wear as many as 5. So it's really good stuff that we use. We did a lot of research before we decided to use this product, and the reason we did, travertine's a little bit more expensive than brick. Considerably more expensive than an acrylic deck, but at the end of the day, it's stone versus man-made cement versus a painted concrete surface.
Now, when we come back after news, weather, and traffic, we're going to talk about what kind of recommendations Tony would make at your house if you bought a home and it had a pool. And you said, hey, I want a water feature. Well, what do you mean by a water feature? What can that mean? I mean, it can be wild as your imagination, and he can do just about anything. So we're going to talk about some of the water features that he's put in, from the sublime to the ridiculous, if that's a good choice of words, when we come back. And again, your calls at 800-329-5858 or 407-290-0058. It's all right here, the Pool Fanatics. And Tony, how about your phone number and your website?
407-282-5858. 800-848-4911 or visit us at OrlandoLuxuryPools.com.
All right, there you go. 800-329-5858, 407-290-0058. Everybody in the pool. We'll be back.
This is Jim Turner. Coming up Monday on Central Florida's Morning News, all the top local and national stories.
When a career politician is tagged with his own words, which we quoted in the ad, of course he's going to respond, it's out of context.
It's coming down to the silly season. 1 month and counting until the midterm elections.
Grayson is such a disgrace, so fundamentally dishonorable.
At 7:10, I'll talk to Washington Bureau Chief Jamie Dupree, plus rush hour traffic reports and your weather forecast every 6 minutes. Vote 2010 and more Monday morning 5 to 9 on News Talk AM 580 WDBO.
The station Central Florida turns to first for live team coverage of breaking news. News Talk AM 580 WDBO Orlando, Central Florida's news, weather, and traffic station. Depend on it.
A very unusual State Department travel advisory is being readied, terrorism-related, possibly for a Sunday announcement, according to what numerous U.S. officials tell ABC News. The BBC now reports in the past hour the advisory might be up to a travel warning. The move would be to tell Americans to stay away from crowded places in Europe because there's internet and other buzz of an al-Qaeda commando-style attack at airports, tourist attractions, and other large gatherings in Europe. According to ABC's Nick Schifrin in Kabul, U.S. officials say militants based in Pakistan not only attacked U.S. troops in Afghanistan, but are behind these European attack plans.
To counter the threat, the CIA has dramatically increased attacks of unmanned aerial drones inside Pakistan.
In Washington at the Lincoln Memorial, the last marchers and ralliers have left the scene. There were thousands.
We march for jobs, justice, and education.
A liberal-themed, more political-style rally is a counter to the conservative-themed Restoring Honor rally there at the end of August. Chuck Severson, ABC News.
Remember, when you're sitting in traffic, WDBO will help you find the best roads to get you back on the move from around those accidents and onlookers. News Talk AM 580 WDBO traffic. Depend on it. AutoZone.
When the weather is at its worst, make sure your visibility is at its best.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Get the latest in wiper technology. Upgrade to bracketless blades for superior wiping so you can see better and drive safer. And right now at AutoZone, buy one Duralast Flex Blade wiper and get a second for half price. See store for restrictions and details. Wipe away bad weather. Get to AutoZone today.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Is it just us, or is Kohl's Charge Card better than other stores? Being from Kohl's, we're partial, so we asked around. Ma'am, is it just us, or does getting extra savings with your Kohl's Charge rock?
No, it totally rocks.
Miss, is it just us, or is it sweet that your Kohl's Charge discount doesn't exclude anything, even designer and national brands?
No, it's really sweet.
So it's not just us. Well, actually it is. Save an extra 15, 20, or even 30% on everything when you open or use your Kohl's Charge during Kohl's grand opening sale going on now. The more you know, the more you Kohl's. Kohl's, expect great things.
Good afternoon. It's 5:32 here at News Talk AM 580 WDBO, and it's time to check in with the 24-hour WDBO Safe Touch Security Traffic Network. Here's Doug Stewart.
I-4 eastbound's up to speed. I-4 westbound still a little bit slow. Conway to the Turnpike. No problems on State Road 408. There's an accident with roadblock reported Sand Lake and Universal. Mitchell-Hammock still closed both directions. Just west of State Road 434 due to a crash. You want to use Broadway Avenue as an alternate. And Clark-Kanakoe Road is also still closed between Clark Road and Apopka-Vineland Road due to an accident, and use McCormick Road there as your alternate. This traffic report brought to you by Salantic Walk-In Urgent Care. No flu for you. Get your $30 flu shot today at any Salantic Walk-In Urgent Care Center. For locations, visit Salantic.com. On the station with traffic every 6 minutes in the morning, I'm Doug Stewart.
Fair skies tonight, feeling very fall-like with a low temperature down to 66 degrees. On Sunday, we'll see a good deal of sunshine along with a few clouds. Only a 10% chance of rain, high up to 85. Overnight low dropping all the way down to 62 by Monday morning. From Severe Weather Center 9 and WDBO, I'm meteorologist Stephanie Dion.
And the latest scan of the WDBO weather radar shows no rain across Central Florida. It is 83 in College Park and 84 here at News Talk AM 580 WDBO. Central Florida's news, weather, and traffic station. Depend on it.
When it matters most, remember News Talk AM 580 WDBO, Central Florida's news, weather, and traffic station. Depend on it. Neil Bortz.
A voter base that could elect Barack Obama could do about it.
Weekday mornings at 9 on News Talk AM 580 WDBO.
We are back. Yes, indeed. The Pool Fanatics featuring Tony Caruso, TC Water Features, and Orlando Luxury Pools. And we're taking your calls right now, toll free, 800-329-5858 or 407-290-0058. This half hour, we're also going to talk about cracks in your pool. And what are those obnoxious black spots on your pool? What's that all about? But first of all, Tony was saying before the break, friends of his went out, bought a home, had a pool already. Hey, that's kind of cool, but a pool is just a pool. How about some water features? So tell us what you mean for people who are new to the program that know what a swimming pool is. What's a water feature?
Anything that pretty much moves water other than the fact that your circulation system. You know, the word water feature has been around for over 2,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Romans had their own fountains, the Greeks had their fountains, and when we came up with our name, TC Water Feature, did some research on that. I just didn't come up with that name because we did a lot of water features. We're basically making water move is what we're doing. The biggest pumps we're working on is 400 horsepower, you know. So we're down to anything from a half horse to 400 horse. So water features could be as follows. You have sheet flow waterfalls, arc flow rainfalls, things that actually drop water, that actually fall down, or we have aerial stuff that goes up and then comes back down. Those would be deck jets. We have laminars. We have sprays, fan sprays, all kinds of unique stuff that's vertical.
Mm-hmm.
We do have some horizontal stuff, then we have some stuff that just drops straight down. You know, we have stuff that looks like rain. We do rainfalls that have lights in them. They have actually light programs, light LEDs. Sheet flows can have fibers. Laminars can have LEDs or fiber. Deck jets, which is a straight deck jet where you're adding or inducing air. Those are probably your least expensive water feature to do. We have bowl water features, things that would come in a precast bowl or copper. We have scuppers, all kinds of. We actually make water features. We'll take a piece of tile, roof tile, invert it on the backside, embed it in the wall, and kind of create some little spills out of it. So there's all kinds of different ways you can do water features. It's really, waterfalls can be a water feature.
Yeah. You know, what is it about water and movement of water that even fascinated man back into Greek times when they didn't have pumps? I mean, well, what is that?
Back then, it was on aqueduct. It's, you know, high water comes to low water. That's how that pretty much worked. But it's really, if you know what it's like, Rob. You hang out
It's
back.
relaxing.
Yeah, man. I mean, I kind of like the day. You know, I didn't have the day where I had a tin roof. I was inside of a tin building when it rained.
Yeah.
That's very cool. You know, I mean, if it rained really hard, it could be loud. But if it's not, it's kind of relaxing. One of the waterfalls, actually one of the fountains I have in my house, I can adjust the speed of the pump. I can turn it up or turn it down. Do I want to hear a trickle or do I want to hear flow?
Mm-hmm.
The waterfalls I have in the back of my pool, same way. Do I want to crank them up? I can only put so much water through those lines, or do I want to slow them down? Same with my laminars. Do I want to do a nice full arc on them or a nice slow arc? So what I want to hear in the backyard, that's what's cool about doing the variable speed motors, is you can program or you can increase or decrease. Now, mine runs 20 speeds because I'm on a remote system. If you don't do a remote system, they come in 8 speeds. So they're really, really cool. So
all right, let's go to Kathy in Deltona. Kathy, what's your question?
I have a very large in-ground pool, but it is vinyl. I bought the house 20 years ago, like the other gentleman on the radio, except this is vinyl. And I had it replaced, meaning the vinyl, replaced once before. I want to know if that $9 square foot figure applies to ripping out the vinyl and making the pool a regular pool, not the vinyl.
No, ma'am. We actually, the kind of the cool thing is you have an in-ground vinyl pool. That's a good thing. It's better than being above ground. But we have taken in many, many occasions. Now, just because you have a vinyl pool doesn't mean you don't have steel walls. I'm not sure what kind of walls you have. You could actually have a steel wall in the ground. Most likely you do.
It's a thin, I would say cement.
Well, it could be vermiculite. You know, they put vermiculite on the floors to lay the vinyl liner on to kind of give you a good rigidity in the floor itself. We do tear those out, but by the way, it's not happening for $9 a square. No way. 2 minutes involved, including permits, engineering, and all that cool stuff. But we take them apart and we reconstruct inside of that. So if it's something you're interested in doing, give us a call. We'll come up and meet with you and give you a quote to do so.
Appreciate your time.
Have a wonderful day.
Okay, give us that number once again, Tony.
It's 407-282-4911, or visit us at OrlandoLuxuryPools.com.
Okay, we were talking during the first news break that some people may think, well, we're not going to use the pool as much, not summertime, so let's cut back on the pump time and let's just let the pool kind of sit. They're going to pay the price, aren't they?
Yeah, let's do this. If you want to cut back on the pool pump time, let's cut back on the pool horsepower. Let's fix the energy problem first, because running your pool, I hear people running 2-4 hours in wintertime. That's the worst thing you can do. Your pool's not running, it's sitting there. I hate to use the word stagnant because that's really not a great word, but it's not running and circulating for 20 hours a day. Think about that. And you want to swim in, or you want to, reduce your energy costs, put the proper pump on there, cut the energy bill down, run your pool like you should. You'll still save energy, and you won't have those little black dots that pop up in your pool. By the way, that's black algae. You don't want that. That is a lack and a total lack of sanitation is what's going to create black algae. That's the hardest one to get rid of. So you don't want to cut your pool back. Now, we talked about winterizing. We were talking about it earlier.
Yeah.
What can I do to winterize? We're going to winterize in Central Florida. You
Right.
may start, in the Jacksonville, work your way up, but not typically in your plaster style finished pools, more in your vinyl liners where you would drain them. Now, if you're totally up north, that's a different story. You'll drain your pool, you'll pull the plugs, you'll drain the system, drain the filter, and cover the pool up. Or some people put a chemical in the pool that'll allow you to leave some water in the system.
Yeah.
But down here, we don't winterize.
But I mean, if they are pulling down the amount of water in the pool up north, are they risking the fact that they're don't have the water to push the sides out and everything? Or is it so much that they've got better ground up there? All they have is sand.
Well, they don't have sand so much up there.
They got rock.
Yeah, they're rock and dynamite.
God.
But
Amen.
you still got to look at your cementitious finishes, which are your troweled on finishes. They need to be wet. They're designed to be hydrated. I'm a member of the Master Plasters Council, and a lot of things I learned about is cement. I mean, not all pool builders are members of the Plaster Council. If they're not, they should be, or at least understand what a finish does, what the characteristics of what they are, why they are what they are, and what it takes to make them last. Now, by the way, if you take care of your finish, it'll be beautiful forevermore. It's that letting it slip. We talk about the chemistry, the salt generators, the pH injectors, the monitoring systems. If we control those, our finishes would be beautiful. My pool is about 8 years old. It looks brand new. But I take care of it.
Mm-hmm. Ernie and Kissimmee, we love the word Hayward, but what's going on with it?
Yeah, I have a Comfort Hayward, and it's not working. It's a gas pool. It's in ground. And I'm trying to find out what it would cost me to have that replaced.
Well, is it for a pool or a spa? And you said comfort. It was actually a comfort zone. Is that correct? It's comfort zone.
Yeah, it's a comfort zone Hayward.
That heater's at least 12 years old, if not
absolutely.
older. Yeah,
I agree.
And it could be as old as about 20 years old,
Right.
which means it's a millivolt heater and it doesn't have an electronic ignition for a pilot light. You have to go out there and light that pilot light. It really is based upon, what you're used to, but I don't know how big yours is today. Is it a,
15 by 30.
No, the heater itself. Is it 150,000, 200, 250, 350, 400? It's all relevant to BTUs. Now, what's really important about the new heater, when you put a new heater in, all new heaters are electronic ignition. There's no more pilot lights. So, are you looking for a 150 or a 400? By the way, people get the misconception. We put 400,000 BTU gas heaters on all our spas that we do. My competitors will do a 300 or 200 or 150 somewhere in there. There's not a big difference in dollars between the smallest heater and the largest heaters. We're only talking hundreds of dollars.
Really?
But here's the deal. They all burn the same amount of fuel per hour. So if I had a 400,000 BTU heater, it burns 3 gallons an hour. If I have a 150,000 BTU heater, it burns 3 gallons an hour. So do I want 400,000 BTUs or do I want 150,000 BTUs? Hello, I always do 400. So you're looking in the 3,000 range. You have to look at it. We got to bring an electrician in. We got to take your old heater out. We don't do gas. You have to have a gas contractor unhook the gas and re-gas pipe it. Now, not every pool builder is not allowed to sell a gas heater. Remember that. They're supposed to have an agriculture license to sell a gas heater. So pool builders that sell heaters need to be licensed to do so, and that comes from the Department of Agriculture. So give us a call at 407-282-4911. We'll come out and talk to you. We'll talk about your needs. We'll show you about the efficiency of the system and how it can actually benefit you. Or we'll talk about your options. If the gas heater's not the way to go, maybe a heat pump is.
Would you repeat that local number?
It's 407-282-4911. Give us a call. Ernie will come out and meet with you. I was in Kissimmee last week. I had a 51-mile ride from my office last week. I was heading way down into Point Siena. Customer found me on the website, met me up in Orlando. They moved in from Fort Lauderdale, and I met with them. So give me a call. I'm not afraid to go to Kissimmee at all.
Oh, very good. 5:44. That's 44 minutes past the hour, 16 before. It is 800-329-5858, 407-290-0058. During the break, you said you wanted to talk about cracks in the pool. That scares me to death. What do you mean cracks in the pool?
Well, we're talking about we sit on sand and water.
God.
Sand and water, it's always moving. So remember that it's all about the structure. If the structure's not there, it's going to move. The weakest link in any structure is any wall penetration or really any angle change. So, getting that structure right. But, there's 1,200,000 pools in the state of Florida, and not all of them hold water. If they don't hold water and you want someone to come out and take a look at it, one of our proud partners is George, the leak doctor. He does a wonderful job. Actually, he does home plumbing leak repairs as well as pool plumbing. It's not pool plumbing. It's process piping. We don't do pool plumbing. Plumbing is in the house. We're commercial. We do process piping. That's what it's known as. So we're not plumbers. We're pipe fitters, basically. So, George does a great job. I don't use George very much because our pools don't leak for the most part. I mean, when you build a swimming pool, we spend so much time to make sure it's watertight. Remember, a pool's a boat in reverse, right? Got a leak in the boat, we can find it pretty simple.
Oh, yeah.
Swimming pool is a little different. So, if we have one or somebody calls and has a leak in the pool, we'll refer them over to George. They have scuba tanks. Now, it's going to get cold out now. They'll be wearing dry suits here in about another month and a half. Wow. Not wet suits, but dry suits. You hang out in the pool for an hour or so underwater, and water's about 75 or 70 degrees. Now, granted, the spring might be 72 year round, but when that humidity's down and the air is blowing a little bit, 70 degrees pretty cold in the pool.
A little hypothermia.
So, yeah, well, you can get hypothermia at 96 degrees. I'm pretty sure it doesn't change. You can get hypothermia anything below or above your body temperature.
Mm-hmm.
So, we do sweat in the pool. So, they'll be using their dry suits here coming in the winter months. But they do a great job. They're thorough. And anybody that calls during this show refers his call, he'll do a 10% off for the month of October. So, hey 10% is 10%. Take it to the bank.
All right. Very good. So that's just one of the many, many vendors that you have associated with yourself over the years that you only have chosen the best.
Only the best. I can't remember your line. Cry once. Was it buy it once, cry once?
Buy once and only buy the best and only cry once.
There you go. Buy the best and only cry once. When you I was reading an article about water. I think we were with all the pools in the country, somewhere around 10 million pools. They're saying that we evaporate and leak out about 3.8 billion gallons nationwide. 3.8 billion gallons. Can't stop evaporation.
No.
But if you think you have a leak in your pool, give George a call. They'll fix you up.
Boy, that would be tough.
Yeah, well, I hate to tell you, finding a leak in a pool is like finding a needle in a haystack.
Mm-hmm.
It really is because, we steer away from mosaic style tiles, because you could have 6, 8, 10, 12 tiles per every 6 inch. People don't realize that you need to inspect your grout in your pool every year. That's why we stick with the grade 5 good commercial tiles for swimming pools, the frost-proof tiles. People don't realize the mosaic, the pretty tiles, they're not frost-proof. Now, granted, it doesn't freeze a lot in Florida, but when it does, it can crack. So you got to think about that movement. If it's 50 degrees out during the day and 70 degrees that afternoon. 59 and 70 during the day. That's a 20-degree temperature rise. Now, remember, the sun's beating on that deck, so that deck could be 80, 85 degrees. So the expansion and contraction is always happening. That's why we put those control joints in concrete decks.
So we talk about we don't winterize. However, we do get some cold nights with some freezes, and I've had my well pipes freeze coming out of the ground when I lived in Mount Dora. So what do we do with our pools when it gets down and the Tom Terry comes on 580 here and says we're going to have 5 hours or 6 hours of temperatures under 25. What do you do with the pipes around the pool and your filters and all the pumps?
Power company's going to hate this one. Turn your pump off. Turn the breaker off. Nothing is going to happen to your pool. Nothing's going to grow in your pool. Nothing's going to happen to your pool. Turn your pump off. Pop your lid off the top of your pump. Turn it upside down. If it freezes, you'll know it does. And do not restart the system till it thaws out. I mean, I love this. We don't. In the 90s, we used to have brownouts and blackouts.
Yeah.
Now we buy power from Georgia or wherever, North Carolina, South Carolina, because the power companies in business to save money or to charge you money. So they want you to use the energy. I want you not to use the energy. Now, I'd rather have heat in my house than you run your pool pump. Think about that. If we have 1 million pool pumps, 1.3 million, this is just permitted pools in the state of Florida. There's got to be about 1.7 million, 1.8 million pumps running. Could you imagine
how many people react opposite to Tony? And they run it 24 hours a day thinking it's going to freeze up.
Well, pay that power bill if
That's
you want
what I mean.
to. Pay the power bill. Or put the energy efficient pump on there. At least reduce the energy demand.
Yeah.
Think about it. I think for every 6 pumps that run, that's 1 heater in a house that doesn't run. Think about that. That's huge. Commercial pools are required to run 24 hours a day. Most have primary pumps, then they have secondary pumps. So when you're in your primary and secondary, you're on the bather load. Secondary is going to kick out when in the off-peak hours, but they still run 24 hours a day. There's 36,000 commercial pools in the state of Florida.
All right. We're talking about lap swimming speed when we come back. It's 800-329-5858 or 407-290-0058. Get the kayak out of the pool, Junior. We'll be back right here on News Talk AM 580 WDBO.
Weekday mornings 5 till 9. Get your daily dose of news, weather, traffic, and Jim Turner, Central Florida's morning news on News Talk AM 580 WDBO. Depend on it.
I want you to experience the S&W difference. S&W Kitchens. Scott Inez back. The Inez family, very, very happy with the work S&W Kitchens did on both our kitchen and our guest bathroom. It was time to update those 2 rooms, and the specialists at S&W, from the initial consultation through the design phase to the selection of products and the expert installation, they were really all terrific. S&W Kitchens. I like the way they conduct business. I also like the way S&W Kitchens is involved in our community. And speaking of that, they're going to sponsor a big golf tournament coming up on Monday, October 18th at Alaqua Lakes. It's the National Kidney Foundation Cadillac Golf Classic. To join us, all you have to do is go to www.kidneyfla.org or give S&W a call at 407-965-1120. That's 407-965-1120. Experience the difference like we did. S&W Kitchens.
It's the stack of money with the googly eyes that wants to save you money. Today's Geico cash saving tip is to reduce warm-up. Reduce warm-up idling to less than 30 seconds as long as windows are clear. Drive slowly. Avoid rapid acceleration for the first few miles to let your vehicle warm up. This cash saving tip is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO.
Jim Heides isn't the only expert on Florida Homes and Garden Show. This is Rick Eden of Eden Construction. My specialty is helping you with your construction needs, big or small. Go ahead, ask me a question. Give me a challenge. I join Jim Saturday mornings at 10. It's the Florida Homes and Garden Show. After us, listen for Tom Olson. Tom's a true expert, providing legal advice on WDBO for over 22 years. He must be doing something right. That's Olson and Law at 11 on News Talk AM 580 WDBO.
Good morning, Central Florida. Jim with Accurate Window and Door and host of the Florida Homes and Garden Show coming up next here on WDBO. As the window and door experts in Central Florida for more than 28 years, we can help with all of your window and door needs. We represent Anderson and 25 different manufacturers, so you can choose the windows and doors that are best for your home. Just as you listen to Joe Burt for the best advice on your money, we want you to get the best value for your particular window and door project. Now you can take advantage of a $1,500 tax credit that's available. At Accurate Window and Door, we're here to help, not hype. Our owners oversee every project from the first call to the final cleanup, and just like we've helped many WDBO listeners, we're here to help with your window and door needs. Call us at Accurate Window and Door, 407-673-1159, and visit us on the web at AccurateWindowAndDoor.com. Great windows, great service, and a great price. That's Accurate Window and Door.
An important word about your home from your home.
Oh, hello there. Yes, it's me, your house. I've been talking to the other houses in the neighborhood, don't you know? And it seems everyone is using ARS Rescue Router to tune up their air conditioners. Like that nice Mediterranean down the road.
It's like this. I'm a hot, they fix my air. And now I'm a cool. They work this way all the way from Oviedo to a Popka. I love ARS Rescue Router like my brother.
Oh, my. Well, those spiffy new condos downtown called ARS Rescue Router, too.
That's right. They showed up on time, kept our floors neat, and even gave us a money-back guarantee. We couldn't be happier.
Call ARS Rescue Router at 444-4000 for a $39.95 air conditioning tune-up and get a $50 dining card with any approved service. That's 444-4000. ARS Rescue Router. Restrictions apply. Call Service Center for details. American Residential Services of Florida Incorporated. License number CMC 124-9406. CFC 142-7670.
Local news as it happens, stay tuned to AM 580 WDBO, your news, weather, and traffic station. Depend on it.
We're Pool Fanatics. Yeah, we sure are. It's 800-329-5858. 407-290-0058. We're talking swimming pools, maintenance, keeping it up. And, you know, something we touch on every week that we're in the last few minutes we need to touch on again is the efficiency of the new pumps that are coming out and the fact that operating your pool does not have to cost you an arm and a leg. Tony can give you the right advice with the right companies, and they can install new equipment on your pool that can make it virtually maintenance-free and cut your power bill. Tony, tell us about it.
Well, you know, it's all about the light. I try to define it in light bulbs, 100-watt flood light bulbs. I told you I went on about 2 weeks ago. A guy was burning 54 of them 8 hours a day. That's 5,400 watts of energy for 8 hours a day. Power bill was about $300 a month. Well, we got him down to about one pump and a one-horse two-speed.
Mm-hmm.
So we've lowered his power bill about $245 or $250 a month just by putting in the right one.
So that's going to pay for the pump in no time.
Oh, easy.
I mean, come on.
Easy. Now he's got a couple pumps if he ever wants to put the big one back on, but he will never do that. It will also look at the fact that and it's you can do things in a stage. Where stage one is we went in there and we gutted him out. We put on the proper pump. We got him hooked up. Stage two is put in the automation system, changing his old outdated automated system, about 18 years old, put a new state-of-the-art system in, and put his chlorine generator back on, put some pH injector on there. He's going to make pure chlorine and monitor pH continuously. So now that's remember, two controlling things in your pool. One of them is temperature, which we cannot control.
Sure.
And two is pH, which we can control. And that is the biggest factor in your pool. Failure to maintain pH in your pool, maintain a proper pH in your pool, is going to result in finish deterioration and less efficiency of your sanitation, which is your chlorine. Whether it's tablets, salt generator, whatever, it's going to be less efficient. So looking at reducing your maintenance costs, operating costs, your weekend time, and increasing your weekend time, consider automation, or consider salt generation with some automation, or pH injection. Now, we only do the AquaRite Pro, which allows you to put that Sense and Dispense on the side, or if you have a Pro Logic, which is also made by Gold Line, we can add it to that too. But you've got to, if you do a straight AquaRite, you can't add on to that. So that's, remember, if you have one, you can't add an injector on it. So what's really good about that is we have two different size tanks. We use a 7.5 gallon tank and a 15-gallon tank. So the bigger pools, we use the bigger tanks on.
So who would have thought that we could come up with new equipment to save us time, save us money, almost put it on our pool or computer, as you've told us before, and you can go ahead and save money. Now, that's incredible.
Nobody wants to save money. There's about 1,200,000 of us that would love to save some money. We just have to make the effort to do so. Think about it. If I could do something that took 6 to 8 months to pay for itself, forget 9. Most companies about 8 months. If I can do that, why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
I'm the kind of person, if it's a 5-year payback, I'm looking really, really hard at that. I really want a payback that's going to be better than that.
Yeah.
So if I can get something down into 2.5 or 3 years, I'm happy. 6 months, 8 months, hello. Take that extra $50 a month, $600 a year, put it away. Yeah.
And we really don't know what's going to happen on the government's actions on cap and trade and electric and all that. Whatever they do, it's going to end up costing us more.
Yeah.
So let's make the changes now to our electrical consumption.
Yeah, we're
before we end up getting stuck.
Yeah, December of 2011, we will be on that. Any pump greater than any pump 1 horsepower greater shall be 2-speed. It doesn't say will be; it says it shall be. So there is no option on that. But it's only on the primary filtration pump. It doesn't mean your water feature pump. You can still have larger water feature pumps, but that filter pump shall be 2-speed. It's not an option.
All right, very good. How about phone numbers and websites? One more time, bud.
407-282-4911. That's 407-282-4911. Or visit us at OrlandoLuxuryPools.com.
All right, we got to get out of here because the producer Nick is just about to do a cannonball in the deep end of the pool, and we have got to move it on out. And remember, always do your cannonballs at the deep end of the pool. All right, we're out of here. We'll see you again next week. Right here, we're Pool Fanatics. We're crazy. And we're on News Talk AM 580 WDBO.
The station Central Florida turns to first for live team coverage of breaking news. News Talk AM 5.